Number one, are you Canadian? Okay, for a week, I have the same that the plan that you presented before. The day that I chose the day for today, teacher's name, and the level A1, because we work in A1, A2, B1. The objectives, that is that students will be able to use the verb be. That is the main topic, that is the verb to be, through the context introducing themselves. Also to use WH questions with the verb to be, to write sentences using the verb to be, to identify the countries and nationalities, and to answer questions about personal information. Okay, can you show me the rest, because okay. Here as the motivation, the first part, that is like a warm-up, I think. The teacher introduces yourself to the whole class. It is like the teacher give an example and write the model on the board to follow the students in order that they start introducing themselves to their classmates. That is like a introduction, warm-up to know about what is the topic that is going to be presented. The introduction, it is the show, the teacher shows students different flags from different countries. They realize which countries they are. They go to the board and write the name of the country. It is a PowerPoint presentation, okay, could be, or maybe flashcards. Depends on the materials that I have. The teacher makes sentences using the verb be and nationalities with the correct grammar structure. The teacher write on the board the sentence explaining the subject, verb, complement, the order that the sentence needs to have. The activity, that is the working periods, that the students make questions using questions like where are you from, what's your name, in order to apply the verb be. The feedback is that teacher will give students extra handouts in order to complete exercises according to the grammar presented before. They are extra exercises that different extra sheets to practice more about the grammar presented before. And as homework, students are going to make a conversation in order to use WH questions and verb be. For example, what's your name? Where are you from? What is your nationality? Okay, in order to use the verb be, that is the main topic of the class.
Okay, and the level is basic, obviously, right? Because that is basic. Okay, it's good. Your objectives are clear. Remember that feedback you can use your book too. Because you have to use it, obviously. If you can bring the handout, so you can use the book. Thank you, Gabriela.
Okay.
Next, let me check. Maria Andrade. Okay, here we go. Maria?
Okay, so in my case, I did for my FCE students, they are in the intermediate level. So in this case, I made a lesson plan about writing, as they have to write 2 different tasks. So I just went with the flow because I wasn't sure. So it says, writing like essays, letters, articles, and reports. It depends on what it gets. You have to write. So it says types of writing, essay, letters, articles. They will be able to practice the writings in these. Follow, by the way, this webpage is really good if you want your students to practice writing. Really good. For each writing, the student must add linking words. And I was going to add more, but I really don't remember. So, the objectives are that the student understand the format because each of these writings has an exact format. The student should, understand the format of each writing, be able to write the different types of writings. Okay, so in this case, the motivation will be that I will be giving them charts or cardboards with different types of topics, and the writings wouldn't change because there aren't anymore, so that they can first start a discussion about what they will write about, and then as the introduction, it says show different cards with topics related to studies, countries, environment, etc. From this, they must write an outline or a brainstorm in which the student has his or her ideas. This will be the first step before writing any of these writings. Okay, it
Okay.
says, in this case, you must work alone because it's a skill you need to develop. So it says, the students must work on their own because these writings might be useful to pass with flying colors any international test they want to sit. With the cards, each student grabs one and they must write about the topic they choose. As there are different types of writing, the student might have the same type of writing, but not the same topic.
The feedback is make this
No, the
web.
feedback is under that. It's a little bit,
Okay.
it
Practice.
says, at the end of the class, we will discuss if it was difficult or easy for them to write the type of writing chosen, and it will be easier for the students to know how they did by sharing with other people their work.
Good. Very good. And remember that you have to use, because we are learning, right? You can use solo work.
Okay.
Solo
No
work. Okay. So we are teachers. Okay, solo work. You can say in your class, work alone. Okay, but when you are doing this format or you're going to present to your English coordinator, it's better to write these words. Okay. So in this part, okay, it's a type of writing. It's a writing. Okay, you can put a writing class. Okay, they be able to practice this type of writing in this following page. Okay, but the topic, the letter, the articles and reports, okay, are about, maybe you can obviously you put here the link, but try to write the details. What is that report about? For example, report about weather, for example, weather topic, for example.
Okay. Okay.
Try to be specific in order that you coordinator can
I was writing in general.
okay.
So I wasn't sure.
Okay, it's okay, but try to write here, for example, letters about what the topic that you're going to work with the student, the topic. Okay,
Okay. No problem.
that's good, very good. Okay, then
Thank you.
after Maria, I don't have Lourdes and Viviana work yet. Brian, let me check Brian work. Brian lesson plan.
Viviana had a problem with the internet. That is the reason that she disconnected.
Okay,
She told me that. Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Right. Okay, Brian. Hello.
Okay, I'm here. I took this topic my PCA. Is my planification curricular, my yearly planification curricular. Is about yeah, it's about what do you do in your free time. This is a wrap up, and that's the topic for the students for first of primer bachillerato. The objectives is about the present simple tense and generally tense. So it's about what the students are able to express. It's about what the students try to understand the formulas and what they think using the English structures. The week questions are: what do you do in your free time? What is your daily routine? What activities you do after class? And the grammar is about all the things about the third persons or the simple present, all the contents. The word analysis is about vocabulary words. It's about general review. For example, before that, each unit is based in parts, in grammar, in listening and reading, and then is for grammar. I guess I don't remember yet.
It's
And
a
this
grammar
and
class.
yeah, it's a yeah. For example, in the introduction of all the units is about vocabulary, and this is but I try to focus that this motivation uh, is about the students will talk about their routine before and after to go to class, then go compare and try to vinculate the topic with the motivation. It's important to vinculate the vocabulary before explain the grammar. Next, continue with the introduction that show PowerPoint presentations about the vocabulary, about the American daily routine, the differences between them. That it could be an introduction, an explanation about the use of the simple present. Then, as activity is working groups to give each other a group to work with daily routine, try to play a role to understand the context, and make the principal explanation of the vocabulary to go to the next topic that is the grammar. As I said, the units are divided by first vocabulary, then grammar, then reading and listening, and then a project. And that is how the feedback is for closing is to say some sentences or complete the examples of the idiomatic expressions using the present simple. And then the for as homework is to go to Richmond platform is from Santillana. That is a game platform to learn vocabulary and that kind the instructions of the
Like a
topic.
homework, you have them practice the games.
Yeah, and make
Oh.
actuals and make screenshots and send in a document or print it or paste it in their notebooks to know that they make use of the platform.
Okay. Teacher will say some sentences with information gaps. Okay, that is the fifth. Good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Think about the work and daily routines and keep explaining. Okay. Remember that there is necessary the first part, the activate. Okay. I can't start my class without activate when I'm working with kids, with adults too, and because I work in an academy too. I work in professor academy, so and at the university too. And I like to start the class with a motivation. It's important. Yeah, today we're gonna talk about that too. Maria, Laura, please. We're gonna we're going to see another lesson plan, and then I'm going to explain. Okay, this is Laura Calderon.
Okay, my lesson plan is about fabulous food as a wrap up in the first week. The date is a Tuesday. For tomorrow, the teacher Laura Calderon, level 4th grade. What are the objectives? The students will be able to use and express their favorite food by using the vocabulary that they have learned, to identify meals during the day, and to develop speaking skills using food and meals. As a vocabulary words, according to the topic, is to practice food vocabulary like bread, cereal, eggs, jam, pancakes, rice, spaghetti, and vegetables. The big question is, what is your favorite food? And the grammar, review the grammar expression. Do you like, for example, spaghetti? And the words analysis, the meals in a day. The vocabulary words is general review, and as a writing activity, write sentences using the grammar structure. I like, and I don't like to. It is for 2 hours. The motivation is display a poster, point to one of the food items, and ask the children to read what is it. See if they can identify any other items such as fruit, orange juice, and the food in the fridge in the picture. Then do a quick survey with a show of hands for each item of food they like. Ask who likes apple? As introduction, display the food flashcards and ask the children to name and spell them, and then work in their student book. The activity work in pairs. Each child writes 2 food they like and don't like and share them with their partner. And then they're going to work in the practice book. As a feedback, teacher displays the food flashcards. Choose one of say some letters that appear in the words, for example, ERC in cereal, and ask the class to write them down. Elicit the spelling of the whole class. That is my lesson plan.
Okay. In the motivation, you show, it's good, very good. In this part, sorry, grammar. The grammar is about the questions in present tense.
Yes, is I like and I don't like. This is the grammar.
Okay, in this part you have to correct because this is an expression, right? But you can put here the grammar that you are going to give, the grammar that you're going to give in this lesson. You're going to talk about food, but what is the grammar that is focused on this lesson plan, right?
It is, do you like? This is the grammar because they use the
That is the
auxiliary
grammar.
to like.
You can write here, for example, a present tense questions. Present tense questions, Laura, right?
Okay.
Okay, that is around present tense question. Example, do you like? What was?
Do you like spaghetti? And I like and I don't like.
Okay, then maybe present tense question, and I like and I don't like. Okay, in this part you have to write the grammar, right? The grammar. Okay, motivation display a poster, home to one food, and ask children to read. That is, it's good. I like your motivation, but if you have you can have them bring the fruits or the food.
Because
Okay.
before to start with the class, I need to know what is the previous knowledge according to the vocabulary they have learned in the other labels. So for that, I ask about food or fruits and vegetables or any other kind of food that they know they have learned.
Okay. So introduction, display the food flashcard too. Okay. And ask the children name it and spell it. Okay. Word in pairs. Each child write 2 foods. Each child writes 2 foods. Okay. I don't like. Display the food flashcard. Choose. I like your lesson plan, but if as I told you, if you want, you can use Reliant. Okay, things that instead of the flashcard, you can use Reliant. Okay.
I'm so sorry, teacher. Can you repeat me, please? I can
Okay.
use.
You can use rely. This I'm going. So there is something that we're going to learn in another class. Instead of flashcard, you can use the real
Uh-huh.
the real food.
Yes.
Rely.
Definitely.
Let me check this word again. Just hold on.
But I work like this, but this is just for the 2 hours because my lesson plan was for a week. But it's for the time. At the first 2 hours, I try to introduce the vocabulary. Mhm.
Sorry, something happened with my computer. As I told you, you can use Realia. Is instead of the flashcard, you can use the real things. Okay, very good, Laura. After Laura, one more because I have to explain something. Mhm. Let me check Stephanie. Stephanie, Viviana, I don't have it. Okay, Stephanie. Stephanie. Motivation. Okay. Here we go. No, this is not. Sorry. Okay. Stephanie.
Okay, Miss. I prepare a plan. It's about writing, how
It's
the
up.
students will develop a writing activity to the next Tuesday. And also it's for 1 hour. And for that, I wrote like a motivation. Students are going to write an essay about how will be environment in the 20 years from now. For that, the students will use future form. And apart from that, the teacher will show some pictures about the environment in order that they start thinking and developing a brainstorming about that topic in a creative way. Apart from that, teacher will give them some printed sheets with several facts about the environment. It could be how looks right now the environment, could be some facts like pollution. And because after that, they are going to think or speculate how will be in the future, the environment. Like an introduction, I wrote that they must work in groups of 3. Okay, apart from that, in groups, they must to do a comparison about how looks the planet nowadays and how will look the planet in 20 years from now. Develop this activity like a discussion, and in that part, they will present some ideas of the 3 students or 3 members. Okay, like activity, The process of the grading activity first, it's to create a mind map or brainstorming using all the ideas. After that, they must to work in teams, organize those ideas sequentially. And before to start with the paragraphs or the writing, they must to create a draft, a first draft. It could be in a notebook. And after that, they must start with all the steps about the essay, like introduction, development, and conclusion. It's according to the topic. And finally, like a feedback, in order to present that work, they must read aloud to all the class and also create some questions and ask randomly to the students in order to check if they follow the reading or also they understand about what was that is said. And that's all about that process.
Okay, that is the process. As a heading, you have to put the objective, the topic, the heading. Okay, don't forget to put the heading. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to check right now. Yes.
Yeah, it's something that gonna help you in order to present your English coordinator. If you're gonna get a new job, you can present in order. Okay. Motivation. Okay, and remember to describe, like, for example, teacher will do this, will do that, a student will do this, will do that, like your classmate have done. Okay, but it's okay, it's good. Do an introduction, development, and remember to put a student because the activity is a part of a student. Is the student section, right? It's like the student are going to do the things in this part. Try to say a student will create a mind, a student work in teams. Okay, try to, but it's good. Okay, then I think Isabel, are you ready? Isabel Arevalo, I think.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, just you're the last one, and then sorry. Isabel. Okay. I know that is not 224. Okay, you present another format, but it's okay. Let's see. Okay, but this is a TBL lesson plan. Is the same that you did in another task?
Yes.
But it's
I
have to create another one.
I did it, this one because today I'm started with a third year of high school. With them, I'm working with the present perfect versus simple past tense. I starting with a motivation, told to them what important is to learn English today. Also, they are on third year of high school. The introduction were with a general objective where the students will be able to talk about the people and their achievements.
For example, where they can talk about the sports, travels, different experience of their life. On the theme, I talk about what is the present perfect, what new words where we can use on the readings. Also, it is important to remember to them what expressions of time they can use. In this case, I talk about the expression of what is the difference into the simple past tense with the present perfect. Also, I give them the different gram charts talking about the timeline. What is the useful, the adverbs of frequency working with the present perfect. How you can see, I give them the adverbs of frequency when they can use. Also, I give them the grammar structure, talking about of the speech of language. Also, how can use structure the affirmative, negative, yes, and question information.
Okay. Let me show you something here. Remember that if you did the TBL lesson plan, you have to use this format. You have to use this format, okay? I asked yes. This is the format for TBL lesson plan. You just have to use this, dear Isabel, right? You don't have to do this format, the format that you present, okay? So it's just simple. If I give you a TBL formula, try to do it and practice like this. Pre-tax, tax, plan, report, present, and feedback. That is the template that you have to use. That is the template. Okay, Isabel, you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Yes.
That is the format that you have to use because this is the template for TBL, the TBL template. And in this activity, it's okay, but we are doing another lesson plan. Did you send the same? Did you send the same that you did it like a homework?
Yes, I'm trying to improve my job.
Okay, but this is not TB. Okay, I'm going to check. Okay, I'm going to check later, but it's okay. But try to make the lesson plan simple in the format that I teach. Yeah, okay, you can use.
Thank you.
Okay, but it's okay. Okay, try to use always that I'm the things that I'm teaching, right? Because this is a practice. Good. Okay, now we're going to make a review. This is the last part of this level. Let's continue with the ESA. You have done this. Okay, this is the sequence of a lesson. You have done the sequence, you have practiced the sequence of a lesson. You have done the engage, you have done the activate and the feedback. Engage, what is engage for you? What is engage? Most of you can remember lesson at a school which were uninvolving and where we switch off from what was being taught. We may also remember lessons where we were more or less paying attention. Okay, but where we were not curious, patient, or involved yet. Things are learned much better both our minds and our hearts are brought into service. Engagement of this type is one of the vital ingredients for successful learning. Engage or warm up. You can say if you can start your lesson plan with warm up, it's okay. Engage or motivation. You can write motivation, engage, but your plan you have to present your lesson plan with this sequence of a lesson. Engage. This is a point in a teaching where teachers try to arouse the student interest, and you attract the attention to the student in this part. Okay, you have them involved maybe with a song. You can use games. Okay, you can use materials in order to start your class. The materials that engage a student include, for example, games, brainstorm. You can elicit Hackman game. Okay, you have them stimulate. You can use pictures too in order to engage a student. Okay, you can engage or you can start your student with a dramatic or with dramatic stories, for example. You can project the games. I remember that I taught you how to use the word wall. You can engage your student with those kind of games too. Engaged students are not just absorbing content. They try to make meaning of what they are studying. Engage learning, care about the subject, feel motivated. Your student need to be motivated when you start the class. It's a mental, it's something that you have to activate their brains, right? So you cannot start your class without a motivation, without an engage. Right? What is engagement important? Simply put, an increased level of engagement will lead to greater student learning and improve the learning process. This improves the learning process, remember. Okay, it is the mental state. It's the mental state a student are in while learning, right? Representing the intersection of feeling and thinking. It's important that you make in your class the English or motivate. It's called motivation too. Okay, and after that we have the activate. Sorry, we have the introduction, in which you present, as you have done, you present the introduction. You can use introduction, or you can call the introduction like a study, right? A study is the introduction. It's that introduction too. Okay. Obviously here you have the feedback, right? At the end of the class, you have to give a feedback. Engage could be motivation is in another word to say motivation. Then introduction is the study, right? A study is this phase the teacher can also the teacher show a student. You explain the topic, okay? Study activities are those where the students are asked to focus on the construction or something, whether it is the language itself, the way in which it is used, how it sounds and looks. Could you please, Laura, could you please read a study? What is a study?
Okay. Study activities are those where students are asked to focus on the construction of something, whether it is the language itself, the way in which it is used, or how it sounds and looks. Study activities can range from the focus on and practice of a single sound to investigation of how a writer achieves a particular effect in a text, from the examination and practice of a verb tense to the study of the transcript or informal speech in order to discuss the spoken style. In the PPP procedures described above, both presentation and practice are focusing on the construction of an element of grammar or lexis. After all, controlled practice where students repeat many phrases using the language they are focusing on. It decided to make students think about language construction.
Mhm. In this phase, the teacher can also add or design activities in order to help the student understand what are you explaining. It's not like blah, blah, blah and explain. You can have them to do activities. Okay, easily for them access and understand how the new points, the points that you are given in your class. Okay. In other words, this phase much emphasis on language construction, as Laura has read. Okay, that is the study. Try to explain your class, but you can explain with activities too in this phase, like you show me in your lesson plans. And after that, you have the activate. The activate. Could you please, Brian, read activate? We almost done. Activate,
Okay,
Brian.
activate. This element describes exercises and activities which are designed to get students using language as freely and communicatively as they can. We will not be asking them to focus one of the use of particular structures or try to use the words from a list we give them. That will make what they are doing more like a study activity, where they are expected to focus on accuracy of specific bits of language rather than on the message they are trying to convey or the task that needs to be performed. The objective in an activate activity is for them to use all and any language which may be appropriate for given situation or topic. In this way, students get a chance to try out real language used with little or no restriction, a kind of rehearsal for the real world.
The activate phase consists of tasks or activities that you have them to do in order that they can develop what have learned in your classes. You have to be sure that they are learning, that they understood everything that you have done in your classes. Maybe if you are giving a speaking class, you have them to make a dialogue, a conversation in pairs or in groups. Okay, that is an, for example, if you are giving a speaking classes. In activate, you have to monitor if they are learning. It's a phase consists of tasks or activities that you design for them, and you have to realize the kind of activity that you are going to create for them. Okay, or you have to be sure if they can do the activity. Maybe you are doing a high level activity for them. Okay, you have to focus on that too. You have to realize if they can, when you are planning, when you are doing that, for example, the lesson plan that you show me, you have to think about the homework, or you have to think about the activity you're going to do with them, right? It is clear about activate, and the last part is feedback. Okay, but what is the most important part for me? I cannot forget the engage. I cannot forget the engage. Okay, you understand this part, dear students? Do you have questions? Study, engage, study and activate. Hello, students?
I don't have questions.
Okay, here, I have two topics because it's time, but we're going to make a review. The next class, we're going to look at personalization and eclecticism. Okay, this is something that you have to know, and we're going to explain that. We're going to make a review about the exam. You're going to have 100 questions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make an exam with 100 questions. Only maybe 20, okay? 20 questions. Please study. There are multiple choices questions, okay? Multiple choices about concept. For example, what is the study for you? And then you have to choose. You have to choose the correct answer, and everything about what have you learned in this class 1, class 2. You have the PowerPoint. I'm going to make the exam obviously according to according to this material. Read, please read PowerPoint 1, PowerPoint 2, 3, and 4. Read, okay? Because the last class you're gonna have a 1 hour for the exam. Maria, you understand? Brian, it is clear?
Yes.
We're
Yep.
gonna make a review about the exam, and then we're gonna make the exam with me, okay?
Okay, teacher.
This is all for today. Let me take a picture. Just hold on. Okay. Isabel, hello. Stephanie.
Hi, how are you? I take off my glasses.
Laura. Lunes. Okay. Okay, Stephanie. Stephanie. Lourdes, not yet. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna pass this through WhatsApp. Okay. Have a nice night.
Bye.
See you
You
next
too.
class.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Have
Bye-bye.
a good night. Thank you.
Have a good night.